Good morning, students. How are you today? I hope that everything is good. Our new lesson today is the present perfect tense. Today is Wednesday, January 27th, 2021. Let's identify the objectives of the lesson first. The objectives are: recognize the present perfect tense, realize the difference between ever and never, solve activities using the present perfect tense. So there are three objectives or three goals to achieve today. So with the present perfect, we don't say the exact time when something happened in the past. What does that mean? Look at this man. This man has climbed Mount Everest, okay, 3 times or many times. So we are not mentioning the time here. It's an action that happened in the past and completed, but the time is not mentioned. So this is the same man who has climbed the mountain for 3 times. So he has climbed Everest 3 times. Is the time mentioned here? No time mentioned, but it's an action that is completed. That's why we call it the present perfect tense. So let's move to see how we form the present perfect tense. He has climbed Everest. We use verb have or has all the time. So verb have is made up of 2 forms, have and has. This is the present perfect form of the verb have, plus past participle verb 3. Look, he has, so has is one form of the verb have, and the past participle of the verb climb is climbed, which is verb 3, so has climbed. So have or has plus past participle. Okay? So this is the conclusion here. We make the present perfect with the present simple of have, which are have or has, and the past participle or verb 3 of the main verb, such as climbed here. Okay? Let's now identify the meaning of ever. What does ever means? Ever means at any time in your life. Let's see in the examples. Has he ever climbed Everest? It means, has he at any time in his life climbed Everest? So ever, as you notice, it's used in the question form when you ask a question using verb have or has. So you are using ever here. It's used in that question. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen a polar bear? Have you ever visited a zoo? So as you notice, I'm using ever here to ask you if you have ever at any time in your life visited the zoo or seen a polar bear. Okay? The answer could be yes, he has, or no, he hasn't, as you have seen in the previous lesson. Now let's identify the meaning of never. Never means at no time in your life. So let's see the examples first. Look at these 3 players. These are professional soccer players. Okay? They have never worked as teachers. These persons are players, right? They are not teachers. So never, never. So we say about them, they have never worked as teachers. So never means at no time in your life. It means they haven't done this at all in their lifetime. So this is the meaning of ever and never. So as you see, they could be opposite. They could have opposite meanings. Okay, you have to focus on this. Ever and never, and they are used with the verb have in the present perfect tense verb. Let's see how we use the subject pronouns with have or has. You have to know to achieve subject-verb agreement, okay? With the subject pronoun I, you have to say I have. So, I have climbed Everest. With the subject pronouns he, she, it, these are called third-person singular pronouns. You have to use has. So, he, she, it has. For example, he has climbed Everest. And with the subject pronouns they, we, you have to use have. So, for example, we have climbed Everest. Let's see examples how we use verb have with the declarative sentence, the affirmative sentence, okay? We say, he has climbed Everest. He is the subject, has is the present form of the verb have, climbed is the past participle of the verb climb, and Everest is a complement or whatever. Ever. Has he ever climbed Everest? So as you notice, ever is used with the question form. When you want to ask a question using have or has, you use ever. Okay? Has he ever climbed Everest? As you see, has, then he, then ever. Let me ask you, have you ever seen a snail? So, have, then the subject, then ever. Okay? And the verb, main verb in the past participle and the rest of the sentence. Never, never means not. Okay? We use it for the negative form. He has never climbed Everest. It means he has not climbed Everest, or he hasn't climbed Everest. So we use never as not for the negative form. He has never, it means he has not. Okay? So this is almost all about using never and ever with verb have. Let's see, this is your first homework. Exercise A. Match the verbs with the past participle. There are a group of verbs on this side and another group on the other side. On this side you have be, walk, buy, learn, make, swim, eat, and fly. This is the main verb or the base verb, okay? Base verb. You have to match them to the participle, past participle of each, okay? Which is verb 3. You can review the irregular verbs list, okay? Irregular verbs list that you should have, okay? To find out the past participle of each verb, so you have to match them. Please copy these tables on your booklets or class books and do this exercise. Let's move to exercise 2. Exercise B. Put the verbs in a correct form of present. You have to look at the verbs between parentheses or between brackets, okay? And you have to put it in the correct form. Let me do number 1 for you. Have you ever swum in a lake? So it's a question. You have to start with have, and you see ever. And I changed swim to verb 3, the past participle. What is the past participle of swim? It's a swam in a lake. And you have to do the rest with others. Be careful. Not all these sentences are questions. Some are questions and some others are declarative sentences. So, and be careful where to use never and ever at the same time. Okay? Please review the video again and good luck with your homework.